Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined with Siva Narapareddy to share more news and more updates regarding the SafeZone.ai safe strap. So, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Bit exhausted, but yeah, getting back on track.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been, busy, especially when we talk about kind of how that Unity Cup went. So I know, our previous video we were talking just before Unity Cup, and Unity Cup just happened. It's just been, more than a week since it has happened. So why don't you share a little bit about how the experience was? There were a couple of teams wearing the safe straps as well as players who were endorsing it. So kind of share that user experience that you saw.
Absolutely, yeah. We had like SafeZone AI Virginia Warriors and Wolves. So both are now officially SafeStrap users. So all the players have been given the SafeStrap. So all the 30 players, the management, and they're very excited because this is a good gadget to have. And when the folks came on board, we had international travelers coming from Guyana, West Indies, and then Jamaica, as well as first-class players coming from Pakistan and some ex-IPL players. And we kicked it off in the practice sessions right away. Everybody got their uniforms and the gadget, and then we had a corporate ID linked up and ready to go. And we had a good practice sessions, and definitely I think everybody, all the fans saw the footage, the performance of the Wolves and Warriors in the tournament, and we are very pleased with the tournament management as well as our management putting together in a fantastic squad within a short time, and safe zone to the to be there to protect the players. That was very helpful for made things easy. And definitely, we rolled into our games and we played our games, and definitely the players had a very good experience throughout. And now, when they go back, obviously, they all get the COVID test done as per the mandatory, and obviously, all the overseas players who are returning back all got COVID negative. There are no alarms, and we were able to scan their QR codes, using the app, and we were actually monitoring. There's an admin feature where you can actually monitor from your phone how the players are performing, both our squads, and we are very pleased with the tool we have, and players felt very comfortable, now so they can focus on the game, not worry about what's going on around, because of so many players coming into town, the spectators. And going back, I still hear like a lot of good endorsements and reviews from the players, and they want to take it to their respective leagues, like wherever first class cricket they play, as well as their upcoming Caribbean Premier League. Especially like I want to name a few players like Dadwell Green, right? He's a first class Jamaican player, played for Virginia Wolves. Again, he'll be written back for the Houston tournaments and more projects ahead. And definitely, I think I hope he gets an opportunity in CPL as well. Same with Gudakesh Moti. Gudakesh Moti will be playing for Guyana Amazon Warriors, right? And fantastic player, fantastic all-rounder, and he is our ambassador as well. And I can beaten Ronsford, like Ronsford beaten, and there are many players like they felt very comfortable, and I'm hoping this product reaches to all the players across the other countries, like in all the West Indies, and I'm hoping like all the players take advantage and all the boards take advantage of the product and safely resume cricket and take it forward.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like I think it was really important because players were really nervous about going back. Some of them are going to be going to play CPL or even for the West Indies national team or just go back, to playing cricket. And obviously, for anyone leaving America, they have to go through that COVID test and everything. So I
Right.
think it was great. They knew that they had that safety feature. It was looked at every day, so there was no kind of worry that was needed really when they were around so many players. I think it's a really really great feature. And we could see, from the tournament, from all the users, that how it helped. We didn't have anyone, a whole team have so many players who were, tested COVID positive, because before that you would have been alerted and kind of known, which player has some type of symptoms or the temperature is off and everything.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
exactly, I think it's really important, and I think we saw, the players really enjoyed it, and that's why they want to have it, where they are back home.
Absolutely. I think definitely. I think they're all excited, and definitely, like they stay in the hotels, and then the dugouts. All the focus was on the game, right? And then and definitely, since the data is pulled every 10 minutes, and then it captures the data, and then and at least 3 to 4 days, you will know the symptoms. The artificial intelligence, the tool will tell you that something is wrong. You better get checked. So we saw all our devices performing all the 30 plus management. It's all green, and that gave us the comfort level to go and do the task that we are supposed to do, right? The management, the players. Definitely, I think we're looking forward. Obviously, these players, a lot of players will be returning back for our future projects. I think in the next segment, I'm going to talk about our upcoming, the projects, as well as the new alliances that we formed with SafeStrap. For
Yeah.
instance, definitely, I want to thank Sam Parmi, Ritesh Patel, and Hitesh, and I believe Akash Joshi. They're leading the Sam Parmi two teams, one to the MAC T10, another one to the Unity Cup, as well as the women's team. And the Sam Parmi who are at the Unity Cup are all SafeStrap users. And I did get a chance to talk to the captain, and he has very good things to say about SafeStrap. And I'm hoping we build the partnership and we give the comfort to the players so that they can continue on their future projects.
Yeah.
And then SafeZone will take care of protecting themselves and the team.
Yeah. And as mentioning some army, and then the Virginia Wolves and the Virginia Warriors, we saw them, just not, they kind of performed with both the cricket aspect and the health aspect,
Yeah.
thanks to the technology as well. So why don't you share a little bit about, the club alliances that you've built with any other clubs or upcoming clubs that you're in talks with?
Absolutely. So obviously, like Virginia Wolves and Warriors will continue. All the domestic players as well as overseas players. They'll continue using the safe strap and wherever they play, right, whichever nation, and then when they come back, they will integrate back again into our system,
Yeah.
right? So it's going to be like at least we're looking at a 1 year. Make sure that we all that way it gives the comfort level when they come back, and we play. Our players they play a lot of. They go to Houston and other players they play go to like maybe the West Indies tour, the CPL. But again, when we have a reunion on another grand project in states, that's it gives them the comfort level as a management, backed by powered by SafeZone, gives comfort level to both the teams, Wolves and Warriors. So we're going to continue that, and definitely Sam Parmi, we're going to expand it to the women's team, and we're going to help them, come on board, and help them out, make sure that we have the usage, and definitely the teams participating in MAC 10, MAC T10 tournament, and upcoming tournament, and US Open, which is coming in December. So that's going to be another major one where the majority of the franchises, hopefully, like I'm hoping there'll be return of Virginia Warriors there or Wolves, as well as Sam Parmi, which is already spearheading, and we're trying to partner with other big franchises like maybe Atlanta Paramount, Atlanta Fire, Sultans, right, 20-yard Sultans, to become the partners of SafeZone, and that way we can give the comfort level and have them, because the kind of game they bring to the fans, that's it's no words to speak about it, right? So in this difficult time, so SafeZone can take care of it, and then they can focus on the game, entertaining the fans. So that's what we want to bring it in upcoming US Open. And coming to the local leagues, definitely we have the two clubs called DC Chargers. They play in the format of like tennis ball cricket, but again, it's a competitive league. Those are all like 10-year-old clubs. They're our clubs. And this week we are actually doing a random check, right? When they go to practice session, I'm going to show up and see they're using SafeStrap and how it's behaving. It's kind of like an audit kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
An audit. Make sure that the players are all safe and definitely like DC Royals, headed by Narapareddy on the WMCB League is a new alliance that we formed. So all the DC Royals from the WMCB League will be using SafeStrap going forward. And thanks to Mrinal Patel, partnering with us as a health partner. And we look forward to support, obviously, all the teams who partners with us. And definitely Virginia Warriors are right now playing in the DCL tournament, the night tournament, which is my favorite tournament. Always I like playing under the lights. Yeah, it's a fantastic field. I got some footage, I keep posting to the fans what's happening, in the DMV cricket area, and then we had the first game against Potomac, all the top teams come. Again, Virginia Warriors, they continue using SafeStrap there. And we try to maybe pitch it to Comets, which is another a big franchise in DCL. Comets, Mavericks, Potomac, we're going to talk to the owners and see they're great teams. So why don't you focus on the game, and SafeZone will help you on protecting, your players. So we're going to reach out and try to, expand to the WCL, WMCB and other leagues and see, what SafeZone can bring to the table in terms of protecting, the players and the teams.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really important. I think it's something that, I think clubs now that, they've gone to see the usage from Unity Cup and see clubs use it, I think it's just, going to keep growing and clubs are going to get on board because even though, we're still living a part of the pandemic, no matter if you are vaccinated or not, it's something that's just going to help with the health, all the benefits that you would get. Knowing that, everyone in the team is safe. So you're not worrying about, who is vaccinated, who isn't, where someone has been, because, everyone is always traveling, especially the players who come, from outside states, even in the States. There's so many players now who, as you mentioned, travel to Houston, travel to Florida, just are always traveling and you never know, who they've been around and everything. So I think this is just that extra step that's really needed to, make sure that safety is there. To get that comfort zone, especially when players are going back home or, back to their families. And I think that's why, it is something really important. And that's why clubs will really, really, value this feature.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, definitely, when, as you said, right, when you go back to the family, basically you're giving that comfort level that, the safety aspect of it, right? And then that actually takes a long way because, in terms of the families and, and your careers and your hobbies and passions. So nothing stops there. And, and SafeZone is going to come into play there, right? I think definitely I would encourage all the clubs, especially all the franchise clubs where, players coming from, different parts of the world and as well as the local leagues as well, because at the end of the day, you meet a lot of players and then you go back home to your respective homes. You have to make sure that your family is safe as well.
Yep.
So I think I would definitely encourage folks to check out our website and follow us on YouTube. A lot of updates are coming up. Definitely we keep continuing to add more products in terms of the dashboard features, as well as integrating something like telemedicine. So that if something is wrong, they can call the doctor directly from the app. So we definitely continue to make a lot of enhancements which will protect the fraternity, right? Cricket fraternity and across all the industries.
Yeah. And why don't you give us a little bit of insight of the players are involved, as mentioned, like Rancher B and Daryl Green, they're all product users. I know there's a lot of different minor league players that are also the users. So if you can just give an insight, of the type of quality of cricket players that we have endorsing our product.
Absolutely. I think, as my top of the list is I'm a big fan of the Pacers, right? Pacers and explosive batsmen, as I said in the previous segment. So I'm glad, I was Ronsford, Beaton was part of that, the list. So again, Adam Sanford, our a decade back, supported a lot of our projects for Virginia Warriors. He's also the brand ambassador. Right now he's in Florida. And he's helping us out, and he was very impressed with the product, and he wants to take it to Dominica, right, where he's from. Dominica, Windward, other islands, where, it can protect, all the crickets and across West Indies.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely reach out, to all my pacers, Mervyn Dillon, Jeremy Lawson, who's in New Jersey, and Ron Stewart Beaton is very excited. I think thanks for the coverage. I think you had an opportunity to talk to him, about the product, and he feels really highly about the product, and he won't take it to the Guyana, and he's actually the sessions are resuming as we speak there. So he wants to take it to the Guyana Cricket Board and take it to all respective leagues, all the premium leagues wherever he plays. Same with Derwell Green, fantastic all-rounder. I think this is the first partnership we have, and we are hoping to continue more partnership with the Derwell Green from Jamaica. And same with Gurukesh Moti. I think everybody saw how fantastic player he is from Wolves. Fantastic spinner, batsman, and he want to take it to CPL. So we're working on how to support the players. That way, I'm always a big fan of I want the cricket to grow, right? Either it's international level or at a youth level, and as well as bring the technology so that we can make sure that we can protect everyone. So on the grand scale of things, I think we already covered all the first class players. And coming to the league players, the kind of concept we are incorporating in Virginia Warriors is basically in the DCL tournament. It will be a combination of first class players, domestic players, and I'm glad to introduce two youth players. When I was playing cricket, I didn't get an opportunity, but I want to give that back to the community, because I had a privilege of having access to a fantastic a premium league and a franchise and a good infrastructure. So we are introducing Sean Matthias. He's from Virginia. Actually, he is right now getting coached under Sunny Sohe Academy in Maryland, and he's part of the Virginia Warriors for the DCL tournament. He played the first game yesterday. He's a fantastic all-rounder. He opens the innings and then he bowls as well. And another Mihir Ganguly, second edition that we added. We want to promote these two players and many more to come.
Yeah.
And Mihir Ganguly is basically a left-arm pacer. So he's getting, they're all 17 years old, playing, teams like Potomac, all the big leagues were already, minor league teams like Quality. They represent, DC Hawks, right? Yeah. So basically, we're all bringing all whatever we can in terms of the club. So we want to give those platform, to all the players at different levels. So it's not about winning the game. I think especially these kind of tournaments, the night tournaments and some mini projects, we want to do some experiments. We want to blend in that way. We want a feeder system where we have the youth coming in. We groom our domestic players, and then have some certain percentage of the first class players come in. That way, a good example is New Jersey Black Caps. The fantastic, the teamwork, right? It's all about the teamwork. So when you have that kind of model, it's a sustainability. I think these franchises are putting a good example how you can have a long term, right? Long term, basically supporting the local players as well as having the international players who can give the experience and share them, right? Mm-hmm. That's how you can build a fantastic product. So that's what I think Wolves and Warriors will continue to do forward. And definitely, we inspire by good teams, right? A good cricket. And at the end of the day, we want a good cricket and and a huge fan base. And also, lastly, I get a chance to talk to the co-owner of Irving Mustangs, Mr. Ravi Suri. I think he was at the Unity Cup semi-final game. Mm-hmm. And we spoke a lot at length, the experiences and what's the roadmap. And our future alliance, we are hoping DC Hawks with Rajit, we will try to make some partnership there with SafeZone. But definitely, I think Irving Mustangs want to use the product for all the players. I think you've been part of the draft system. Mm-hmm. So you might be coming up a lot of players from Irving Mustang who will be SafeZone users.
Yeah. And that's what it shows, that the technology actually speaks for itself, because you can see that the players using these products even, want to take it further. It's that's what, right? They know that it's a good product, and that's why they want to pitch it forward to the teams that they're playing for, so that, they can benefit just not, when they come and play with the Wolves or the Warriors or some army, but they can, play with their usual teams as well. So we'll hope to see, a lot more clubs using it, a lot more franchises, around the world starting to use the SafeZone.ai safe strap as well. Now,
Absolutely.
before we end, this session of news and updates, is there anything else you would like to share?
I think, yeah, follow us on SafeZone.ai, the YouTube channel. I think to get all the updates, what we're trying to do in terms of, the product as well as, the cricket communities and other areas like, where SafeZone is helping, is becoming a major part of it. So do subscribe and, support us as well as, we're always there to, to protect you and your teams.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Shiva, for sharing all those news and updates. And for our audiences, yes, please do make sure to follow us on social media. You'll get to see all the players that are endorsing the products as well as the clubs that we're featured with. So if you as a club or a player want to